Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib criticized the Biden administration for not calling for de-escalation in Israel's war in Gaza. Washington, D.C., progressive lawmakers in the United States have introduced a congressional resolution calling for immediate de-escalation and ceasefire in Israel and occupied Palestine. Monday's measure, supported by more than a dozen Democratic members of the House of Representatives, including Cori Bush, Rashida Tlaib, RepSummerLee, Ayanna Pressley, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, underscores growing calls in Washington for a ceasefire in Gaza. He drew, "All human life is precious, and targeting civilians, regardless of their beliefs or ethnicity, is a violation of international humanitarian law," the proposed resolution states. Despite overwhelming support for Israel in Congress, Bush told reporters during an online briefing that the resolution was an urgent step that Americans could take action on. "Leaders are leading from front, and we are acting at the call of people," Bush said. "Our constituents across the country will begin calling on our colleagues to join us. We must do everything we can to save lives." RepRashida, RepAndreCarson, RepSummerLee, RepDeliaramirez I are introducing the Clash Now resolution to call for immediate de-escalation and ceasefire in Israel Palestine. "I invite our colleagues to join us." DLZ 2K 365 Zalatis. Congresswoman Cori Bush October 16, 2023. "The only way to change the law is to enact them in the first place," Bush added. The war broke out on October 7, when the Palestinian group Hamas launched a highly coordinated offensive against Israel from the besieged Gaza Strip, killing hundreds of people and capturing dozens of prisoners. Israel responded with a relentless campaign in Gaza that killed more than 2,800 Palestinians, including hundreds of children. The World Health Organization also documented dozens of attacks on medical facilities in Gaza, killing at least 12 healthcare workers. Moreover, Israeli authorities announced that they imposed a complete blockade on Gaza, preventing fuel and other essential materials from entering the region. Israel ordered more than 1 million people, including hospital patients, to leave northern Gaza. This is a request that the United Nations has described as impossible. Progressive lawmakers and advocates emphasized Monday that United States has the authority to press for an end to conflict. As the land invasion Gaza approached, Bush said hundreds of thousands, if not millions, lives are at stake. And it's not just happening right before our eyes. This is happening with the support and power of the U.S. government. And it's shameful, he said. Failure despite the growing crisis. U.S. President Joe Biden's administration has refrained from calling for calm in Gaza. In fact, news outlet HuffPost reported last week that the State Department distributed a memo to diplomats, warning them not to use the phrases de-escalation, ceasefire, end violence,